I've made a couple hearts in the last few weeks. Here's the one, here's the other one, and the third. I've actually made a few more than this, but these are what I have on hand at the moment. And quite nice because you can make it into a key ring. You can add it to a gift. So many options. And with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought we'd quickly whip up a heart because it's really not difficult at all. Okay, let's get going. I quite like the look of mixing two colors together. Each one is so unique, like that, so lovely. But if you choose to just do the one color, also absolutely beautiful. Okay, to make your heart, you're going to need obviously a hook. I'm using a 3.5 because I've chosen this cotton to use. It's a double knit cotton. It recommends a size 4, but I'm going to size down half size and use a 3.5 to make it nice and tight. You need a pair of scissors, you need a stitch marker, and yeah, I think that's about it. You might need a needle as well to sew in your ends right at the end. All right, so to start, you're going to make a magic ring, and let's see where this is starting from. We don't want to start from the middle and the side here. There we go. Okay, here's the round. Start with this one, and I don't know if this happens to you, but you get the thread from the middle and the thread from the outside, and it just makes a big knot. So I'm just winding the cotton that's come from the middle and putting it back into the middle so that it doesn't get in the way. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to use the cotton from the outside of the reel. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to start with a magic ring. Magic ring, you put it around your fingers, under the first, over the second, turn, and there you have your circle. You're going to take your long piece and fasten it by doing a chain, which doesn't count as a stitch. It just fastens it like that. Okay, so we're going to start with 8 single crochets into this magic ring. Remember, single crochet through, pull your wool through, round, and pull through 2, there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and carry on until you've got 8 in your magic circle. So far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so when you've done your 8, you can take your short piece, pull it tight. You don't have to pull it completely at this stage, but just make the circle in the middle smaller, and double check you've got your 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to work continuously in the round. So into that first stitch that you made, we are going to increase the circle by putting 2 single crochets into each single crochet that you made in the first round. So there's the one. You're going back into that same stitch. There we go. 2. And it really helps to take a stitch marker and mark. Remember, we've done 2, so that was the first one there. It really helps, makes things easier. Okay, so we've got 2 in that one. We're going to put 2 in this one. Back into the same one. We now have 4 into the next one. Oh, that didn't work very well. Let's do that again. We now have 6. 8. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and into that very last stitch there we're going to do the last two, which will bring us to a stitch count of 16. So we've doubled from 8 to 16, and that's round 2, and it's looking like that at the end of round 2. So we're going to do the third round, which is also an increasing round. Give this cotton a tug, and the pattern for round 3 is, oopsie, let's do that again, is 1 single crochet into the very first stitch and mark it off so we know where we started. Into the second stitch I'm going to put 2 single crochets. So this is the first one, back into that same little spot, 2, into the third one we're going to do 1, into the fourth one we're going to do 2, and so on all the way around. And at the end of this round, following this pattern, we'll end with 24 stitches all in all. So 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around, and I'll meet you when we've all got 24 stitches. Okay, there's the end of the third round. We can pull this short piece a little bit more to decrease the circle even more, and then let's just do a count because we want to make sure we've got the right number. If you finished with a double, you're probably on the right track, but let's just double check that we do have 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, perfect. Now we have actually done all the increasing rounds that we are going to do for this side of our little heart, and the next round is just going to be 1 single crochet into each stitch. So there's the first one, and a nice easy round. We're just going to do 1 single crochet into each of our 24 stitches. Okay, make sure you don't miss any. If you need to pull it apart a bit and see exactly where you are, do that. I have sized down this cotton, recommended a size 4, and you obviously most welcome to go with the size it recommends. I've sized down, as I mentioned, so it is quite tight. So to make sure you don't miss any stitches, go slowly and carefully and pull it apart and double check that you get each and every stitch. I'm making it look like quite hard work with this tight crocheting, but yeah, we're going to do this 4th row of 24 stitches. So we finished the first little top of the heart, and we're going to do the second one. So you're going to make another round exactly like this one, starting with 8, doubling to 16, alternating to get 24, and then you do the 4th one with just... Okay, so we've got the 2 tops of the heart. Both of them are 4 rounds big, and they end with 2 rounds of 24. Now we're going to join them together. So the second one that you make, don't cut off. We're going to carry on directly from there. So in you go again, and you're going to start in that first stitch after where you ended off. So that one there, go into there, and you're going to do a single crochet just to link the 2 circles, and you're going to go all the way around the second circle with a single crochet. So each one has 24 stitches, so we're going to be doing 48 stitches all the way around. And what I haven't done is put my stitch marker into the first one, which I think was that one. so we know where we started. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to carry on all the way around until we've got our 48 stitches and we're back to the start again. Okay, we've been all around the first circle, the first side, and we're going to go straight into the first stitch that isn't joined to this circle, that's completely separate, which is that stitch over there. So into that one and do a single crochet. You'll see that there is a little bit of a gap at the top there, which you're not going to worry about right now. We're going to close it quite easily in a moment, but we're going to carry on and do the next 24 stitches and get back to our stitch marker. Okay, we went round the second circle and we're back to the beginning. Now for the next round, we are going to do the same. We're just going to do one more round of 1 single crochet into each. So another nice simple round. There, put our stitch marker back in and 1 single crochet in each all the way around, and once again you should have 48 stitches. Okay, that's what you should have at the end of round 6. We still have our 48 stitches, and we're going to start in round 7 to decrease our heart. So we're going to go into the first single crochet, leave our stitch marker, and this round it's going to be 4 single crochets and then an invisible decrease. So number 1 we've done, pull it apart to see exactly where you need to go in. 2, 3 and 4. To do an invisible decrease, you're going to see those are the 2 stitches that you're going to work with. You go into the front loop of the first stitch, you go into the front loop of the second stitch, and you do a single crochet that joins 2 into 1, and then you repeat that. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then find your next 2 stitches, which are that one and that one. You go into the front loop, into the front loop, and do a single crochet to join them together. That's our second decrease. You've got to look carefully that your next stitch is not attached to anything you've done, so have a good look. You can see that's the next one there. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there your next 2, 1 and 2, into the front, round, through them both, and single crochet, and continue this all the way around until you get to your stitch marker, and you will be down to, let's have a look here, down to 40 stitches. At the end of row 7, that's what we have, and remember that this is the front, so you've got your 2 tops of the heart like that, and this next round is a maintenance row, so we're going to keep our 40 stitches just so that the decrease doesn't go down too quickly. So we're going to decrease, maintain, decrease, maintain. So we're going to do another round of 40, so 1 single crochet into each stitch for round 8. There we go. At the end of row 8 we've got our 40, and we're going to go into another decrease round, and this time we're going to be doing 3 stitches, 3 single crochets before our decrease. So there's our first one, second, third, and then 1, 2, those are them there, into the front, round, and put them together. And that's the pattern for this 9th round. 3 single crochets and a decrease, and the row after that will be a maintenance row. So we're going to be going down to 32 stitches. Whoopsie daisy. 1, 2, round. We'll end this row number 9 with 32 stitches, and row 10 is going to be a maintenance row, so another row of 32 stitches after this one. I will meet up with you after row 10 when we've done our maintenance row and we've got 32 stitches ready to go on to row 11. Okay, at the end of round 10 we've got our 32 stitches, and we're going to be doing another decrease round. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Row 11 we are going to do 2 single crochets before our decrease. So let's have a good look, pull it apart, see that's attached to that one, so that's our next stitch there. And we're going to decrease by another 8 stitches, so 1, 2, and then it's decrease. So into the front, round, and decrease, and 2 single crochets before you do a decrease, and that's the pattern for this whole of this next round. And I've been saying row, but obviously I mean round, so yeah, let's get on to this next round. And when we finished it, we'll have 24 stitches, and the 12th row will be a maintenance row of 24 stitches all the way around. Okay, here I am at the end of row 12, and I've got 24 stitches, and row 25 is another decrease. We've just done 2 decrease and then the maintenance row, so this next row is going to be 1 single crochet and then a decrease. So 1 single crochet, let's find the 2 that we're decreasing, that one and that one, into the front, round, get them both in, and all the way around with 1 single crochet and then a decrease. And then once again, the following row is a maintenance row, so we're going to be down to 16 stitches, and we're going to do the following row with just our 16 stitches, and I will meet back up with you at the end of row 14. Okay, here we are at the end of row 14, and this is what we've got. We've got 16 stitches and we're nearly done, but we need to take this opportunity quickly to stuff the heart. So I'm going to get some polyester filling here. I've got the kind that isn't the easiest to use yeah, it isn't the easiest to use, but we can do it anyhow. So let's get going. We're going to make it quite firm, so put in as much as we can, and then we can finish off with the last row or 2. That's what we have. It is stuck quite firmly, but we can put a little bit more in before we close up completely. And this next row, the 15th row, is 8 decreases, so there isn't too much space, so let's just go nice and carefully, pull it apart and see exactly what's happening. There are the next 2, in that one, round and through. Then we're going to mark it with our stitch marker. I'll find another one here quickly. Okay, makes things so much easier just to know exactly where you started. Okay, now the next 2, these 2, second decrease, third one, 4th, fifth, and the last one. Okay, there we go. We are pretty much done. Let's just put in a little bit more stuffing if we can fit it. Just give it more for the tip. Rearrange it a bit. And we've got 8 stitches. We're going to do another maintenance and close it up. So 1 stitch into each. Let's check it out. That one's attached there, so this is the first one, and we can just count them. 1, 2, nice and squeaky. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one is there, 8, and there's our heart. What we need to still do, we move the stuffing around inside a bit. We need to close up this little gap here that we had from the beginning. So let's cut off and attach, and we may as well use this. Might be enough. Thread our needle. And then just very carefully go in and just sew this little gap together. Let's see what we can do. Let's go in there. Let's go in there. Let's go in there. From one side to the other, just closing the gap. And out there where we started, where we can tie a knot and push it back into the work. And that's our little heart. I'm going to tie off and sew in all the edges, but now we've got quite a few.